Hi guys, it's Shadow here. This is my video on the Qwel situation. I will be talking about this in about 6 parts. This video is roughly 10 minutes long, so I will be talking fast and I will probably miss a few details. If I miss anything, please put it in the comments, and by the way, this is all my opinion. So, anything that I say, it's completely based off of my mind, and if I get anything wrong, please inform me of more. Anyways, to start, my overview. I know about the situation. I've heard quite a bit about it. I do not want to involve myself a lot in this situation, but I do want to mention it just so people know where I am, and how I'm sitting in this situation and how it is going to go on my channel. Let's start. Also, I will still be making fan art and animations, just have them on hold right now. Okay, part 2. Why am I mildly upset about this, and how this situation affects not just me, but others, and how it's affecting a lot of small creators and big creators, and issues with this. I have been playing Dandy's World since the first Christmas update. I played a little bit then, and then I started playing it way more after a friend mentioned it, and I started playing it way more, and yeah. I've loved the game ever since, and it's been a really big part of me. Anyways, to start, I am upset about this situation just because it affects me. I just started my AU, and now I have to postpone it until, like a month because of what's been going on. So it does affect me because I can still make fan art and stuff, but I won't be able to make my animations. And I'm really upset about that. Anyways, part 3. Why I think it's wrong to hate Qwel, even though she gave us reasons to, and my sympathy for the victims. Even though Qwel, kind of turned her back on us, and she kind of ignored us for a really long time. People were really upset with her. I am not hating on Qwel. One, because her apology, which wasn't really an apology, it was more of a guilt trip, but she made it sound like she's been going through her own problems also, so maybe she has some past trauma that we don't know about, and she isn't comfortable to share, so maybe we shouldn't, hate her for that. But also, I think she should speak up and say something about it, because obviously, thousands of people were waiting to hear about it. Almost 1 million now, I bet. But yeah, I feel really bad for the victims of Rocks. Basically, little overview. I'll talk about the whole story in a bit. Rocks was a Blush Crunch mod that worked on Dandy's World with a bunch of other mods and stuff, but he was a child predator, and he assaulted multiple children, I believe, minors. I'm not completely sure about that part. That's why I said I might be misinformed, but apparently that happened, and Qwel had been friends with him for a really long time, which is just horrible, and I feel horrible for the victims. They probably went through a lot, and I feel really bad for them, and I don't know if they are still working in the Blush Crunch studio. Part 4, why I'm extremely upset and mad. This is kind of where most of my emotions are. I am very mad at Qwel just because she kind of gaslighted us with her apology note, and she guilt-tripped us, and also she kind of ignored us for quite a while, which, then again, in her apology, she said that she was going through some problems of her own, and that's why she hadn't been talking about that. And one of the things I do want to say is maybe she is having some trauma or PTSD that we might not know about, and she might not be comfortable sharing. So that is why I'm not hating on her, even though she has given us reasons to, and she probably deserves to get some talk about her. But even though that happened, I'm not gonna talk about her badly. because we don't know what she's going through. And she did say that everything that's been going on, and the only reason she kept in contact with Rox was because he had valuable information for the Blush Crunch studio in Dandy's World, which I would believe that she has that also if she is the owner of the game, which I'm kind of off about, but I mean, I guess it is what it is, and that'll happen. But I am kind of upset with her apology, because it was not an apology. It was more of an information, if you know what I mean. It kind of just told us what she's been going through, and she didn't really apologize for anything. And also, side note, apparently she's trying to sue the victims because they have been talking, and she doesn't want them to, which is just horrible. So I am very mad at her for that. Next part 5, my questions about the situation and also the overview. Let's start. I'm not sure when, but quite a few years ago, she became friends with this online guy, and his name was Rox. They decided to build a game together named Dandy's World, and they had worked on it, and then she found out that he was a child predator, and she told him that she would not like to be friends with him anymore. And apparently, the only reason why she kept in contact with him was because he had valuable, stuff to Dandy's World and Blush Crunch studio, which is kind of crap, because then again, I think I already said it, but if he has it, then why wouldn't she? Because she is the owner of the game. Sorry, I'm just messing around, but, yeah, and apparently the victims were also mods in the Blush Crunch studio. So not only did they get assaulted, but they also had to work with their predator, which is just horrible. And yeah, I think that's just really bad, and I think it made the situation a lot worse. Qwel said that she kicked him out of all the servers and took away all of his access to Dandy's World, and apparently she is not in contact with him anymore. And apparently he did make some note saying, Qwel, please give me my job back. I'm, living with my mom and I need to be paid. I'm not sure if he actually said that, but I think he did. Anyways, that might be misinformation, my bad. I am extremely just sad, and I have a lot of sympathy for the victims, especially now that Qwel might be suing them, which is just bad. Part 6, the end. Anyways, that was a lot of talking, and I kind of had to talk fast, even though I talk all the time, but the reason I had to talk fast was because I meant to make this, a 20-minute long video, or, a 30-minute long video. Yeah, that didn't happen. Apparently, I shortened it to, 10 minutes, and then by the time I had wanted to change it, I can't change it because otherwise the text wouldn't match up, which I could have just moved it. But I can also talk fast, so there's that. And people tend to not like to sit and listen to something for 30 minutes. They would rather just, listen to something that's short so they can get information. Anyways, thank you to my editor and the artist of this drawings, I guess. Thank you to them. Guys, it's me. But by the way, it's me. I drew this and I edited this. Anyways, yeah. Thank you guys, and I did my best to kind of summarize everything, and sorry if my voice is off, you can't really hear me, or if my voice is kind of raspy. I kind of came down with cold the other day, and I'm so sorry I released this kind of late. By the way, I am working on some tutorials and some just other videos. Soon I'm probably gonna make a video about one of my trips or something, or just genuinely something long that people can listen to. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this and listening. please leave a like and a comment, and give me information if I missed anything. Shadow out.